Hey guys, today I am talking to you about vision boards. I love vision boards, and it might seem like corny or silly or like a sweet little arts and crafts project, and it can be that, but it's a lot more than that. Wildly successful people use techniques like this to achieve ultimate success and high levels of success in their life. And this is based on the idea that where attention goes, energy flows and results follow. Where attention goes, energy flows and results follow. And this is based off of the law of attraction. Basically, you have the ability to attract into your life what you are focusing on. So if you are focusing on, I'm never really going to get anywhere with this. I'm always going to be in this situation. I'll always be financially in this situation, or I'll always be in this type of work situation. I'll never have time to exercise. I'll never be the kind of person that eats well. It's just not in the cards for me. Then that's what's going to materialize in your life. And there's actually a lot of proof out there that shows that this is true. It's based on psychology and what we focus our attention on. We strengthen the pathways in our brain when we choose to focus on our grandest, highest vision of our life, or we choose to focus on, here's what it is, it'll never be any different. So we kind of don't even put those other ideas at the forefront of our mind because we think they're never possible for us, which isn't true. So I'm going to show you my vision board here in a second. And I'll talk about why it's important to make one and how to do that. Okay, so here's mine. I made this maybe like a year and a half ago. And I might have like added or swapped things here and there because every phase of your life is going to be different. But I'm going to use this opportunity during this time to recreate mine and kind of like change some things out based on how I've changed. Or to be completely honest with you, a lot of these things are already very consistent in my life because I focused on it. So here is my vision board. Like I said, I made this like a year and a half ago. My core values are faith and love. So, the most important thing to me is my faith. So that's what this like church type window symbolizes. In the center of my vision board, that is the forefront of the decisions that I make, the choices that I make. And immediately under that is my marriage. And Tom. I also got my friends on here. So that symbolizes to me that those are the most important things in my life. I also just have some things on here that I kind of, they strike up things for me that are important. Like these whole healthy foods up here. Something I wanted was to take more time to actually make good recipes that are fun and delicious and that I enjoy, something I never did. I just whipped together whatever was quickest because I believed I never had time to be that kind of person, but lo and behold, I do. I just had to make time for it. So that is actually something I do now and I never did before, but that's what that symbolized. I also love this quote. One day I decided I was beautiful, so I carried out my life as if I was a beautiful girl. I like that one because it's easy to always think you haven't arrived yet or you're not where you want to be yet, and you can start living life once you get where you want to be. But this quote kind of reminded me that, I'm beautiful just as I am, and I don't need to accomplish any specific type of goal or, level of achievement to be beautiful and happy with where I am. I can do that today. And then some other pictures on here that just kind of like symbolize like, I don't know, they make me feel happy. They make me feel like I'm like getting up early and seizing the day. Or I'm taking time to enjoy like beautiful things. Some like Bible verses, because like that is important to me. Everyone has their own, kinds of things they'll put on here. It's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up. And work out, eat well, be patient. Your body will reward you. If you know anything about like my past, something that, was part of my past that led to such unhealthy ways and kind of like catapulted me into wanting to help others, was I had this very restrictive lifestyle, and then it led to binge eating and back and forth. And I had never really lived the healthy life that I wanted to, even though on the outside, you never would have known that was the case. So Instead of being so intense and having to go on these like restrictive diets, which I do not agree with and I don't do, and I was misinformed as a young person, and that's why I went into those habits. One of my missions is to inform people of the truth and what can actually help them thrive in life. So this reminded me that it is not as quick as you can get where you think you need to be. Health comes from doing the things that you see here and doing them consistently. All right, so that is my vision board as is. Like I said, a lot of these things are very consistent in my life. So I don't know that this really holds me to a higher level right now, which is why I'm going to make some changes to it. And of course, things will always be constant, like my core values. So what is a vision board? A vision board is basically a collection of pictures, quotes, drawings, words, objects, whatever it might be, that kind of symbolize the vision that you want for your life. Not the limit you put on yourself or what you think has been dealt for you, but what you want out of your life. I thought that I would be a teacher for the rest of my life because I could never make a living helping people with their health and fitness. That's for other people. That's not for me. You might be like, oh, well, like you're doing that. And I see that for you, but I literally didn't see that for myself. I thought I had to have that standard, typical job you get with your degree from college. And I could never do anything more than that because it just wasn't for me. It was for someone else. The second I decided that I'm just going to take one small step, and what that was getting a job at a gym where I could use my personal training certification and just put that into action, the rest kind of fell into place. I just the next step appeared, and it was never just easy. I had to push myself to do that, but by putting these goals in my focus, I started to do all the things necessary because I was looking at them. I was focused on them. Instead of saying, oh, that's not for me, I just took one step towards something. And I have no doubt in my mind that now that I've been doing this for some time, I can achieve absolutely anything that I want to achieve when I focus on it, And of course, it's going to take time and it's going to take constant effort. But this is seriously one strategy based on the law of attraction. And it has proven to be true time after time that when you focus on something and you focus on it consistently, you can get what you want. So it's those pictures, quotes, words. They all have to mean something or represent something to you. So if you have a goal, you don't have to write your goal out on that vision board. What might be more powerful is something that evokes an emotion. Like you saw the picture of the field with the sun coming down in it on my vision board. I was never a morning person. I wanted to be a morning person. Now I'm waking up at 4:30 a.m. to train clients and do my own workouts and stuff. And I actually love that time of the morning. And that kind of sparked that emotion. Not just wake up in the morning, but why do I want to wake up in the morning? Because I feel that's when the day is peaceful. That's when the entire day is ahead of you before the craziness starts. I'm not running out the door last minute. I've taken care of myself first. Okay. And you want it to look nice. You want to like the way it looks. You want to love the way it looks. You don't want it to be cluttered or distracting because that's going to manifest clutter, stress, and distraction in your life. You want it to be simple and neat. So I recommend not using so many pictures and trying like you did with your core values to lump ideas into one picture, or one quote or one symbol or idea for yourself. So what I do is I kind of follow the guidelines that I'm going to give you here to write down all the different things that I want in my life. I combine some. I say okay, what could represent this? I'll get on Pinterest or Google Images and save some images that represent that. And then I choose from there which ones I want. And honestly, which ones look the nicest together on the board, because I want it to look nice. I want to look at it. And I put it in my office so I see it every single day. You can put it anywhere you want. You can even just print it out and put it on your fridge. You can create an electronic one on your phone and use it as the background of your phone. I recommend creating one for career goals and one for life goals. Sometimes when you put those two together, it can be difficult. Of course, my life ones influence my career ones. So, I put family and friends are very important to me, but if I make decisions to be overworked and not set time in my work schedule for family and friends, then that part of my life doesn't work out the way I want. So everything on there influences the other things. But to avoid getting too cluttered and too overwhelmed with that, I have a life one, and one thing I want to work on is a career one where I would put specific things for my career on there. Okay, and then I have some things that I'm going to put, probably can't see them here too well, but I'm going to put them on the module for you so you guys can check that out and see if you can answer those things, write them out. That's kind of like the brainstorming phase of it. And then the next part is like gathering the pictures, images, quotes, things that you want to put on there. Some people are like artistic and they want to actually draw those things out. That's awesome. Mine would be embarrassing. So like I don't do that. But print them out, or like I said, if you don't have a printer, you can always make one on your phone, screenshot it, and yeah, magic. Okay. So, one thing I end this with, which I really like, sorry, my phone's being really annoying, didn't turn that on silent, is when you look back on your life at 90, what do you wish to see? This vision board is going to help you put your life into perspective. So when you look back on your life, give me a sec here. This is annoying. Okay. At 90, what do you want your life to look like? How do you wish you would have lived? You know, what would it look like if you had no regrets, for example? So, yeah, think about that. How does this affect your health, fitness, and wellness goals? Well, when you're living in line with what you want, you make choices to support that. When I made a huge change in my health, it had to do with all aspects of my life, getting my career and my values in line to make sure I was living that way. So I was making choices that supported me. And because family and faith are so important to me, and, you know, loving others and helping others, I knew that taking care of my health needed to be something that I did to help those other values be the center of my life. Because when you do not live in accordance with your values, you feel like something's off. It doesn't feel right. Maybe you can't put your finger on it. But when you're living in accordance with your values, everything falls into place. So this vision board is going to help you with that. It can absolutely relate to all your health and fitness goals. And if those things, if you feel like that is the number one on the front right now, then that should be in the center of your vision board. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone. I'm going to say that one more time. So when you look back on your life at 90, what do you wish to see? What types of things do you wish are present in your life? Do you want to look back and say, wow, I spent so much time on work. I never took time for myself. I was burnt out all the time. And, you know, I was never fully there with my family or friends because I was always kind of like coming down from the stress that I had from work or caught up in that, when really what I wanted to do was X, Y, and Z, live in line with these values that you guys already determined for yourself. So don't wait until it's too late to be like, I never lived the way I wanted to live. I'm not just saying this. This isn't just like some nice, happy thing I can say. It's true. You are in control of the life that you create for yourself. And I want you to start today to figure out what you want that life to look like. Not what it's going to be because of these things that you think are not ever going to change in your life. What it could be if nothing else was in your way. So what would you do if you knew you could not fail? What would you do if you knew that money wasn't an issue? What would you do if you knew that you wouldn't be rejected if you went and tried something? If you proposed an idea in your business? What would you do if nobody would be mad at you if you did something? What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Failure looks different for everybody, but a lot of times it's the big thing holding us back. My life has done a 180. If you know me, I was a train wreck last year because I was not happy with my job and I felt like this world sucked because what I wanted to do was be a fitness and nutrition coach and have my own business full time. But what I had to do was be a teacher because of finances. So not true. So not true. Are we in a more financially difficult position right now? Yes. But am I happier? A million times. And is everything working out? Are we making ends meet? Yes, we are. You know, I didn't have a plan for how that was going to happen. We didn't even have all this money saved up for how it was going to happen. I just took the next step because I knew what I wanted from my life. And if I stayed in something that wasn't making me happy or completely fulfilled one day longer, I was going to continue making that choice for the rest of my entire life because it wasn't a choice based on what I wanted for myself. It was a choice out of fear of what could happen if it doesn't work out. And I am telling you, the other side of your comfort zone is amazing. So it's up to you to create that life that you want for yourself right now. And it starts with figuring out what that is. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.